If you ever struggle making single layer cards stand out, this video is for you. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel, and in today's video, I'll be sharing a stamp set from the latest Gina K Designs release, and this stamp set is called Grace and Gratitude. And I'm not one to make single layer cards all that often, but when I do, I like to find ways to make them really stand out and look special. So first, let's take a look at this stamp set. Grace and Gratitude is a 6x8 stamp set where the main image is a gourd, but there's also a fun background image, some flowers. One of them is a layering flower. You can see you can layer the gourd as well. There's little stems, a little heart, a couple of sentiments, lots of additions that you can put on that gourd. So just so you know, the additional layers for the gourd come as one stamp, but you can cut them apart so that you can stamp each of them in a different color. So there's plenty of room in between the design to just snip them apart with a sharp pair of scissors. So I decided to definitely do that. I'm just trying to keep them in order so that I know exactly where they're supposed to go on that main outline image there. You could also use the outline image to color in if you wanted to. Now let's make a couple of single layer cards and make them extra special. Like I mentioned, I don't do a lot of single layer cards. I like to pop things up. I like to add embellishments and things like that. For this card, I'm starting with Gina K's Amalgam black ink for the outline layer of the gourd. So I'll just stamp that up so that I have an outline that will be colored in with the different stamp layers that I'm going to use. And for a single layer card, I want to use several different colors to really catch the eye and make sure that it looks extra special. So I'll put the first layer in. These are very easy to line up because the outline is a little thicker than your typical black outline. So I have a bunch of Gina K ink cubes, and I thought a really pretty combination that I've been using quite a bit lately is a dark pink and an orange and some yellow, and then I'll use a light pink on the end as well. So I love these layered stamps because it's a solid with the design cut out of it. So you don't stamp the design, you're stamping the solid, and then the white ends up to be the cardstock underneath. I also wanted to use that little background stamp or a little design stamp at the top, so I chose a lighter color for that. And I wanted to use a few of the little leaves and stems and things that go along with the gourd itself. So I have a couple of ink cubes from Gina K that are green as well. So I use those for these little stems and then for this little leaf as well. For the main stem at the top, I used a really light color, and I decided I didn't want to color it in because it was kind of touching that top design. So it's just a little bit of a floating haze of a stem there. I stamped and heat embossed the sentiment with gold embossing powder. It says gratitude changes everything, and I did it partially on top of that background design. I absolutely love the colors and how this turned out just a single layer card. For this next card, I decided to ink up the background. So again, I'm using some Gina K ink cubes. I have 3 different colors. They're the same color scheme, but lighter hues. So a lighter pink, a lighter orange, and then a lighter yellow as well. And then I'll make sure that's all dry and use some anti-static powder tool on it and stamp and heat emboss the main outline image this time. So I think heat embossing is a really great way to make images and sentiments stand out on single layer cards, makes them a little special and shiny, which is always nice. This time I will use the same colors that I used for the blending for the stamping. So I have the yellow, I actually used 2 different yellows, but I have the yellow in the center where there's the yellow blend, and then the orange on the right, the pink on the left. And this time I am using the stem image. I am stamping and heat embossing both the stem and the little swirl stem on the side, and then that little heart. I didn't get to use the little heart last time, so I thought I would use that as well as a little embellishment. So just maybe add an additional shape or embellishment with your stamping so that it is a little extra special. And once you heat set that, you can see it's just so nice and gold. I'll stamp the sentiment, which is a really pretty thin font sentiment, on top of the ink blending using a little bit of that black ink, and then I decided to color in the stem this time with a gold pen. So I have a Sparkle Pentel gold pen. I'll color that in, and then I'm using a white gel pen on those open details. So on those details in the first image that ended up white because of the white cardstock, this time they were the different colors. I liked that, but I really wanted them to stand out a little bit more. So I started going over just the centers, and then I thought, no, this looks so much nicer when it's a bright white, considering the background is all those colors. So I thought it makes those little details stand out a bit more, and then a little bit of a gold spritz on this whole card as well. With November coming up soon, gratitude is something I have a lot on my mind, and this stamp set was really great to use for gratitude cards. I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comments below. As always, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon. Where are all the pauses for? This video is a note. Gina K Designs